What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at another film review, and this film review is all about Disney's Soul. It came out in 2020, and I did watch it. I watched it with a couple of friends, and I never actually got around to reviewing it, but yeah, it is a new Disney film, and it went straight to Disney Plus, and that's how I actually watched it. We watched it on Disney Plus, and it was like a movie night thing that me and my friends were doing, and we put on Soul because one of us had Disney Plus. Obviously, when we were sorting out movie nights, I had Prime, another one had Netflix, and then the other one had Disney Plus. So then we all sort of could watch whatever we wanted. We all sort of shared it between us, and yeah, pretty much that's how it went down. So we were sorting out movie night, and we sort of went on Disney Plus, saw what new Disney films are out, and we saw Soul had come out, and it was during lockdown, during quarantine. So we thought, you know what, fuck it, let's put Soul on and see what's happening. And Joe is a middle-aged school band teacher whose life hasn't gone quite the way he expected. His true passion is jazz, and he's good, but when he travels to another realm to help someone find their passion, he soon discovers what it means to have a soul. So basically, he wants to be in a jazz band, and that's been his life goal. And when he finally gets a gig, he ends up dying. He falls down a manhole and dies because he wasn't paying attention to where he was going. And that leads him to the stairway to heaven, and he starts running back down the other way because he doesn't want to go to heaven. He wants to go fulfill his purpose and be a jazz person because he feels like his life hasn't been that good. He ends up going to the place where souls are created, where they get all their personality, all their interests, passions and stuff, and he lies, says he's a famous person, says he's a good person, and ends up helping a soul called Zero. And this character doesn't have a passion, and she's never really been interested in having a passion, so she's been stuck in the soul realm for a while. So he goes around trying every which way, and he's one of 1,000 people who've tried to get her to have a passion, and she's just never got around to having a passion and having any interests or anything. So he goes around to sort of help her, and he actually gets quite angry and quite cross and tries to force her into stuff. And they end up going to Earth together on accident. Like, they fall down to Earth, and his body's dying, so he's on a time limit. And what actually happens is Zero goes into his body, where the cat goes into, well, he goes into a cat's body. And they can still communicate and talk to each other. Basically, how they get around this is because Zero isn't a full soul yet. She isn't ready for Earth, and she doesn't have all of her passion stickers. So that's how they sort of get around that. They go around and they go to the mum, and the mum's sort of disappointed, upset with him, saying that he needs to get a real job, start his life, do something proper with his life, and not keep following this fake dream, which isn't going to happen. So he's telling Zero what to say, and Zero's repeating it after him, and then she stops repeating after him and goes off her own thing, and then he realizes that, obviously, Zero is just like him, and he's doing what his mum is doing to Zero. Well, he's doing to Zero what his mum's doing to him, saying you need a passion, you need to focus on this, and you shouldn't be doing that, this, that, and the other. But he's sort of forcing Zero into a path that she doesn't want to go down. And they end up going to the gig, and she ends up doing really well, and she actually ends up liking music, I do believe. And she ends up, they both get sent back because there's a guy in the soul realm who's like, hey, this fucker's already been there. So he drags them both back, and they actually both end up getting a second try. He gets to go back down there, and Zero starts to live her life, and they both have fun. They're both living their life, and that's pretty much how the story went. Based on character design, I thought it was really good. The character design for these characters are incredible, and the animation and the story behind it has been done so many times. It's a very simple story, which is like, hey, you're doing this to another person, and you then realize it once it, you realize that it's actually what your parents did to you, and you shouldn't be doing that, and you need to change your ways and sort of try and help the person instead of forcing them into something that they don't want. It's a trope that's been done many times, but never in this sort of way. And I quite liked the way they went around this one. It's quite a unique and interesting way with all the souls and the sort of going up to heaven and the sort of birthing of the characters, with each soul having a time in the soul realm, which they don't remember, and they sort of find their passion there. And some people get taken to it to sort of teach the other souls. But yeah, the animation is quite unique. It's quite different from other stuff that Disney's put out there. And it still is that same old animation style, but it's sort of done differently with the character designs. And yeah, there isn't much else to really say about it. It's quite a basic movie with a basic storyline, which has been done. It's just not a movie that I'm too fond of, really, because it's got quite a few repetitive story tropes of this kind of story, where the characters fall out and she takes his sort of body away. It's sort of like a body switch situation as well, and she starts doing stuff that she shouldn't be doing in his body, and he doesn't like it, and he tries to get his body back. And it's a couple of tropes and stories mixed together, which leads it to fall quite flat and not feel as innovative or creative as they might have liked it to be. And it's got some really interesting characters, like Zero, and obviously our main character here, Joe. Joe isn't a very sort of main character name. He sort of seems like a background character. He doesn't, I don't know, Joe just seems quite a basic name. And placing it around music, again, I think music movies or sort of music passion themed movies are overdone as well, and sort of don't reach their full potential of what they could be. And the visuals are stunning for this film, and the character designs are incredible, and I liked what they did with the Soul World. It was very unique and very different, and something that we haven't really seen before from Disney, and it's a nice way of them sort of saying, hey, this is how kids are made, this is how your soul works, and everyone has a soul, and everyone is like, everyone's good. But it felt, I don't know, it felt very underwhelming, and they sort of set up all this elaborate sort of compact world about souls and how they work, and they sort of stayed true to it all. There wasn't really many plot holes with it, but I just felt like, has no one else broken out? Has no one else decided they didn't want to die? Has everyone else just accepted it? Why is this character different? Why is his drive for music and to be in this band so strong that he's one of the only few people who have defied death and ran back on themselves? It feels a little strange to sort of put it all on this one music gig. I do understand it, because I do feel like that sometimes. I do feel like, hey, what am I doing? Am I wasting my life? Is this the right thing I should be doing? Is there something else that I could be doing which I would enjoy? And that's how I feel with me being at work. Like, I feel like I'm wasting my time here. I'm wasting like a year of my life now being here, and what I want to do, what my passion is like making videos for you guys and doing this and doing that. But I just feel sort of very, I don't know, it's very like chronophobia type thing about it, and this film just felt very underwhelming. I'm going to leave it at that. So I am going to give it a solid 6 out of 10. It isn't the best Disney film, but it isn't the worst Disney film, and I've watched it once. I probably won't ever watch it again. So it does deserve that sort of middle ground, that 5-6 sort of movie. It wasn't really a musical movie, although it was significantly music-based. There wasn't that much singing. Each character didn't get like a ballad or like a song of inspiration. It was just sort of about jazz. Do you like jazz? But yeah, other than that, there isn't much else to say about this movie. So other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this YouTube video. See you all next one. Have a nice day, and goodbye. Sorry this sort of film reviews have been really short lately. It's just I've been picking movies that I haven't talked about before and that I think are quite interesting to talk about, but there isn't much to talk about them. I'm not too sort of into them, so I can't talk and ramble about them for that long. I find myself repeating myself and being pretty basic with the sort of explanations of them, because there isn't much to talk about or elaborate on. but the visuals were stunning. The voice actors were very good as well, but I just felt like the story fell flat. So there is 2 links in the description, which I would appreciate if you check them both out. The first one is for Thankmas, and you can help out there. It's running throughout all of December 2023, and you can donate, help out. It's for World Central Kitchen. Jacksepticeye is running it, and I'm trying to help raise money for that as well. And the second link in the description is for my stuff. It's my Linktree. If you want to go check out everything else that I have to offer, definitely go check out that link, and you can see my Twitch, my TikTok, my X, my YouTube, and everything else like that. And that's pretty much all I have to say. So other than that, hope you all enjoyed. See you on the next one, and bye-bye. Stay home and stay safe.